Have you ever felt stuck in life, like nothing ever changes no matter what you do? Well, there's a powerful idea that can turn your whole world around. It's called the mirror principle, and it's not about doing something new or trying harder. It's about becoming a different person on the inside. This might sound strange, but stick with me. The mirror principle says that what you see in your life is just a reflection of who you are inside. If you want to change what you see, you need to change who you are first. Think about it like this. If you want to become rich, you can't just do things rich people do. You need to start thinking and feeling like a rich person first. It's not about faking it. It's about truly changing how you see yourself and the world. This principle is so powerful because it works on everything in your life. Your job, your relationships, your health, everything. But here's the catch. To use the mirror principle, you need to face some hard truths about yourself. You might not like what you see at first. That's okay. It's part of the process. The good news is, once you start changing on the inside, everything on the outside will start to change too. It's like magic, but it's real. Let's break down what the mirror principle really means. Imagine your life is like a big mirror. Everything you see around you, your job, your money, your relationships, is just a reflection of what's inside you. Your thoughts, your beliefs, your feelings, they all show up in this mirror of your life. Here's an example to make it clearer. Let's say you want to be rich, but deep down you think, I'm not good with money or rich people are bad. Guess what? The mirror of your life will show you exactly that. You might struggle to make money or always seem to lose it. The mirror is just showing you what you believe about yourself and money. But it's not just about money. The mirror principle works for everything. If you believe you're not lovable, the mirror will show you difficult relationships. If you think the world is a scary place, you'll see danger everywhere. The mirror doesn't judge. It just reflects. The cool thing is this works both ways. If you start to change what's inside, your thoughts, beliefs, and feelings, the mirror has to change too. It has no choice. That's why the mirror principle is so powerful. You're not trying to change the mirror directly. You're changing what the mirror is reflecting. Now, let's talk about why most people struggle to change their lives. The big problem is that we're always looking outside ourselves. We're so busy with our phones, social media, work, and all the noise of everyday life that we forget to look inside. Think about it. How often do you sit quietly and really think about who you are and what you believe? For most of us, it's not very often. We're too busy reacting to what's happening around us. We see problems in our lives, and we try to fix them directly. We think, if I just get a new job, everything will be better, or if I find the right person to date, I'll be happy. But remember the mirror principle? Those outside things are just reflections. If you don't change what's inside, the reflection will always go back to what it was before. It's like trying to change your reflection in a real mirror by moving the things behind you. It might look different for a moment, but as soon as you step away, it goes back to normal. This is why so many people feel stuck. They're always trying to change the reflection instead of changing themselves. They jump from one thing to another, new jobs, new relationships, new diets, but nothing really changes in the long run. The mirror principle says we need to do the opposite. Instead of always looking outside and reacting to what we see, we need to look inside. We need to connect with our inner selves, our true thoughts and feelings. This isn't always easy. In fact, it can be pretty uncomfortable at first, but it's the only way to make real, lasting changes in our lives. So, how do we start looking inside? It begins with taking some quiet time each day to think about who you really are and what you truly believe. Ask yourself questions like, what do I believe about myself? What do I think about the world? What do I really want in life? Don't judge your answers. Just be honest with yourself. As you start to understand what's really going on inside you, you can begin to change it. And that's when the magic happens. That's when the mirror of your life starts to show you something new. Remember, the mirror principle isn't about ignoring the outside world. It's about understanding that the outside world is a reflection of your inner world. When you change what's inside, the outside has to change too. It's a powerful way to take control of your life and create the reality you want. In the next part, we'll talk about the first key to using the mirror principle understanding exactly what the mirror is reflecting. This will help you see why your life looks the way it does right now and how you can start to change it. But for now, just remember, if you want to change your life, start by changing yourself. The mirror of reality will follow. Now that we understand the basic idea of the mirror principle, let's dive deeper into what this mirror actually shows us. The mirror of reality reflects two main things: how you see yourself and how you see the world. These two reflections work together to create your entire life experience. Let's start with how you see yourself. This is all about your self-image, your beliefs about who you are and what you're capable of. For example, if you believe you're not smart enough, the mirror will reflect situations where you struggle to understand things or make mistakes. If you believe you're unlovable, you might find yourself in relationships where you don't feel appreciated. But it's not just about negative beliefs. If you see yourself as capable and worthy, the mirror will reflect opportunities and successes. If you believe you're kind and lovable, you'll likely find yourself surrounded by loving relationships. Now let's look at how you see the world. This is your worldview, your beliefs about how life works and what's possible. If you believe the world is a harsh place where you have to fight for everything, guess what? Your life will probably feel like a constant struggle. On the other hand, if you believe the world is full of opportunities and that people are generally good, you're more likely to notice the positive things around you and have smoother interactions with others. Here's the important part. These reflections aren't just random. They're like a loyal friend who always agrees with you. If you believe something about yourself or the world, the mirror says, "You're right. Here's more proof." This is why people often feel stuck in patterns. The mirror keeps showing them what they already believe, which reinforces those beliefs. But remember, the mirror doesn't judge. It doesn't decide if your beliefs are good or bad. It just reflects them. This means you have the power to change the reflection by changing your beliefs. It might take some time and effort, but it's possible. So, how do we actually change what the mirror reflects? It all starts with creating a new identity and worldview. This might sound intimidating, but it's really about deciding who you want to be and how you want to see the world. First, let's talk about creating a new identity. Start by thinking about the person you want to be, not just what you want to have or do, but who you want to be. What kind of person achieves the things you want to achieve? What qualities do they have? Maybe they're confident, kind, hardworking, or creative. Whatever it is, start seeing yourself as that person now. Here's a simple exercise to help. Write down statements about this new you. These are called affirmations. For example, I am confident and capable, or I am worthy of love and respect. It might feel strange at first, especially if you don't fully believe these things yet. That's okay. The point is to start telling the mirror a new story about who you are. Next, let's work on your worldview. How does the world look to someone who has the life you want? Maybe it's a place full of opportunities or a place where good things happen unexpectedly. Again, write down some statements. The world is full of abundance, where good things come to me easily. Now, here's the key. You need to practice these new beliefs every day. Say your affirmations out loud. Write them down. Most importantly, start acting as if they're already true. This doesn't mean pretending or being fake. It means aligning your actions with your new beliefs. For example, if your new identity is someone who's confident, start doing things a confident person would do. Speak up more in meetings. Try new things. If your new worldview is that opportunities are everywhere, start looking for them in your daily life. Remember, you're not trying to fool the mirror. You're giving it a new image to reflect. At first, you might not see big changes. That's normal. The mirror takes time to adjust. But if you stick with it, you'll start to notice small changes. Maybe people respond to you differently. Maybe you notice opportunities you didn't see before. These small changes are crucial. They're the first signs that the mirror is starting to reflect your new beliefs. When you see them, celebrate them. This reinforces your new identity and worldview. Changing your reflection isn't always easy. You might face doubts or setbacks. Old beliefs might try to creep back in. When this happens, be gentle with yourself. Remind yourself that you're in the process of change. Keep focusing on your new beliefs and identity, even if you don't always feel like you're there yet. Now, here's something really important to understand about the mirror principle. There's often a delay between changing your inner world and seeing changes in your outer world. This delay can be frustrating if you don't know about it, but once you understand it, it becomes a powerful tool. Think about it like this. In your mind, you can change an image instantly. You can go from picturing an apple to picturing an orange in a split second. But in the real world, things take time to change. If you plant an apple seed, it takes months or even years before you get an apple tree. The same thing happens with the mirror principle. You might start changing your thoughts and beliefs today, but it could take weeks, months, or even longer before you see big changes in your life. This is totally normal, but it's where a lot of people give up. Here's what often happens. Someone learns about the mirror principle and gets excited. They start changing their thoughts and beliefs. They're positive and hopeful. But after a few days or weeks, they don't see any big changes in their life. They might even face some challenges or setbacks. So they think this doesn't work and they go back to their old way of thinking. But here's the secret. The mirror was starting to change. It just needed more time. It's like turning a big ship. When you turn the wheel, the ship doesn't change direction instantly. It takes time, but if you keep the wheel turned, eventually the whole ship will go in a new direction. So, what does this mean for you? It means you need to hold on to your new beliefs and identity, even when you don't see immediate results. This is where faith comes in. Not religious faith, but faith in the process. Faith that if you keep projecting a new image, the mirror will eventually reflect it. This is why consistency is so important. You can't just try your new thoughts and beliefs for a day or a week. You need to stick with them, even when it seems like nothing is changing. Because beneath the surface, things are changing. The mirror is adjusting. Here's a tip to help you during this delay period. Look for small changes. Maybe you're trying to become more confident. Don't expect to suddenly become the life of the party overnight. Instead, notice small things. Maybe you spoke up once in a meeting when you usually stay quiet. Maybe you tried something new that you were scared of before. These small changes are signs that your new identity is starting to take effect. Another important thing to remember during the delay period is to manage your emotions. It's natural to feel discouraged if you don't see big changes right away. But remember, your emotions are also part of what the mirror reflects. If you get discouraged and start doubting, you're sending mixed signals to the mirror. Instead, try to maintain a positive, expectant attitude. Believe that changes are happening, even if you can't see them yet. This positive expectation itself becomes part of what the mirror reflects, creating a sort of positive feedback loop. Remember, the delay is not a sign that the mirror principle isn't working. It's just part of how it works. Understanding this delay can give you the patience and perseverance you need to stick with your new beliefs and identity long enough to see real, lasting changes in your life. Now, let's talk about another crucial aspect of the mirror principle: the importance of focusing on what you want rather than what you don't want. This might sound simple, but it's a game changer when you really understand it. Here's the thing. The mirror of reality doesn't reflect the nature of your thoughts, but their content. In other words, it doesn't matter if you're thinking positively or negatively about something. What matters is what you're thinking about. Let's break this down with an example. Say you keep thinking, "I hate being in debt." You might think you're focusing on getting out of debt, but what you're really focusing on is debt itself. So guess what the mirror reflects back to you? More debt. The mirror doesn't understand hate or love. It just reflects debt because that's what you're focusing on. This is why complaining can be so harmful. When you complain about your job, your relationship, or your health, you're actually telling the mirror to give you more things to complain about. It's like you're placing an order for more problems. So, how do we use this knowledge? The key is to shift your focus to what you want, not what you don't want. Instead of thinking about getting out of debt, focus on financial abundance. Instead of dwelling on your health problems, focus on feeling healthy and energetic. This doesn't mean ignoring problems or pretending everything is perfect. It means choosing where to put your mental energy. When you catch yourself thinking about what you don't want, gently redirect your thoughts to what you do want. Here's a practical way to do this. Start a gratitude practice. Every day, take a few minutes to think about things you're grateful for. This trains your mind to focus on the positive things in your life. And remember, what you focus on expands. The more you notice good things, the more good things the mirror will reflect back to you. Another powerful technique is visualization. Spend time each day imagining your ideal life in vivid detail. How does it look? How does it feel? The more real you can make it in your mind, the more clearly you're showing the mirror what you want it to reflect. Remember, this isn't about denying reality or ignoring problems. It's about choosing where to put your energy and attention. When you focus on what you want, you start to notice opportunities you might have missed before. You become more open to solutions. You align yourself with the reality you want to create. The final key to mastering the mirror principle is understanding and manipulating what we call the mirror cycle. This cycle explains why people often feel stuck in patterns and how you can break free from them. You observe your current reality. Based on what you see, you form beliefs and attitudes. These beliefs and attitudes create an internal image. The mirror reflects this image, creating your external reality. You observe this reality, and the cycle continues. For most people, this cycle keeps them trapped. They see something they don't like in their lives, it reinforces negative beliefs, and those beliefs create more of what they don't want. It's a frustrating loop that can feel impossible to escape. But here's the secret to breaking the cycle. You need to interrupt it at the right point. Most people try to change things by manipulating their external reality directly. They try a new job, a new relationship, a new diet. But remember, the external world is just a reflection. If you don't change the image you're projecting, any external changes will be temporary. So, how do you break the cycle? You start with the image. Instead of reacting to what you see in your current reality, you consciously choose the image you want to project. This is where all the previous keys come together. Choose your image. Decide who you want to be and what kind of life you want. Create a clear mental picture of this. Project that image. Use affirmations, visualization, and aligned actions to consistently project this new image. Look for confirmation. Instead of looking at your whole reality, focus on finding evidence that your new image is starting to reflect. Remember, changes often start small. Reinforce the new image. When you see evidence of change, use it to strengthen your belief in your new image. Repeat. Keep projecting your chosen image, regardless of what your current reality looks like. This new cycle might feel unnatural at first. You might feel like you're ignoring reality or fooling yourself. But remember, you're not denying your current reality. You're choosing to focus on the reality you want to create. It's like tuning a radio. At first, you might hear static or bits of different stations. But as you keep tuning, eventually you'll get a clear signal. Your job is to keep tuning to the frequency of your desired reality, even when you're still hearing some static. The key is persistence. The old cycle has probably been running for years. It will take time to establish a new one. But if you stick with it, you'll start to see your reality shift to match your new image. We've covered a lot of ground in exploring the mirror principle. We've learned that our external reality is a reflection of our internal world, our beliefs, thoughts, and feelings. We've discovered that changing our reality starts with changing ourselves, and that this change begins in our minds. The mirror reflects your self-image and worldview. There's often a delay between internal change and external results. Focus on what you want, not what you don't want. You can break free from old patterns by consciously choosing and projecting a new image. Applying the mirror principle isn't always easy. It requires self-reflection, patience, and persistence. You might face doubts and setbacks along the way, but the potential rewards are immense. By mastering this principle, you gain the power to shape your reality in profound ways. Start small. Choose one area of your life where you'd like to see change. Apply these principles consistently, even if it's just for a few minutes each day. Watch for small changes and celebrate them when they appear. Remember, the mirror of reality is neutral. It doesn't judge. It simply reflects. This means you have the power to change the reflection by changing what you project. You are the creator of your reality. As you go forward, keep this in mind. The mirror principle isn't about controlling everything in your life. It's about aligning your inner world with the reality you want to experience. It's about becoming the person who naturally attracts the life you desire. Your journey with the mirror principle is unique to you. Be patient with yourself, stay curious, and keep projecting the image of the life you want to live. Over time, you'll see your reality transform to match your inner vision. The power to change your life has always been within you. The mirror principle simply shows you how to use it. Now, it's time to step in front of the mirror and start creating the reality you truly desire. Your new reflection is waiting.